Welcome to Wani and Metal Nation Radio. With us today, we have the beautiful, majestic, and insanely awesome Heidi Shepherd from Butcher Babies. How you doing?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for the fantastic intro.
So just a month away from Take It Like a Man. Now, how excited are you guys for this release? Keeping in mind that it's been quite a short time between your previous album and now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 years, so we're really excited. We started working on this album a year ago.
Okay.
So we're really excited to finally get it out and let everyone hear, what we've been cooking. It's been, a really amazing experience putting this album together.
Mhm.
And, I can't wait for people to hear it.
That's awesome. Now, the first single which came out in the music video as well received a good amount of airplay on the radio stations I've been, following online. So, how about the fans? I mean, I'm sure you guys must have done some research to see how they are receiving the new music. So, any feedback from them so far?
Yeah, it's been positive, which is, very exciting. Monsters Ball was it's a quirky song. It's a song that, it's not, a full-on metal song, but
Right.
it's quirky, has a lot of meaning to us, kind of something a little bit different and a little bit fun than anything that Butcher Babies has ever done.
Hmm.
And, we thought it would be a perfect release, just as something different.
Right. And
And
by the time I reached the second chorus, I found myself singing along.
yeah, exactly. One reason we released that song is because we had been playing it live, for months
Hmm.
before the release.
Right.
And as you said, by the second chorus, everybody's singing along.
Right.
So for us, it was a no-brainer to get that one out there.
Absolutely. Now, it's always great to see how the first track defines how the rest of the album will be. So the moment, you guys decided to go back to your thrasher roots, and this song, Monster Ball, kind of opens the album perfectly in that sort of a mindset. But, for me, as a fan of Butcher Babies, it was amazing to see even the video, the kind of, let's say, the essence, what you guys wanted to capture on the video actually fit well with the lyrics on the song.
Yes, that's exactly what we were going for. We wanted it to be kind of a spoof off of a jazz club, kind of a spoof off of the movie Swingers.
Hmm.
But towards the end of the video, you can see that we turn full-blown butcher babies.
Right.
So does the crowd. I think the whole essence of the video is showing that at the end of it, we all come together, and it's the rock family that we all know and love. The metal family that when you get into the pit, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, your race, your sexual orientation,
Right.
where
Culture,
what you do for a
whatever.
job.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's all where everyone's there for the exact same reason, and in your love, no matter what any of those things define you as. So it's
Absolutely.
that's the whole essence of the video, and the whole point of it, and it came across perfectly for us.
That's
Plus, it was
right.
fun to do. It was really fun to put on different makeup and do
Makeups,
something
right.
different. We
Yeah,
hadn't done anything like that before.
that's really awesome, man. And the video is going quite well on the Century Media page. I mean, I've seen a lot of views there. But then again, there's always that over exaggeration of fans tend to say that, okay, this is, nothing great about this. I mean, and then because a lady, a bunch of ladies are fronting the band, that again makes it, people kind of blindly agree that, okay, this is not cool and, women can't be metal. But then again, it kind of pisses me off then how I see all these keyboard warriors sitting behind the desk and typing all this shit.
It's I don't read any of it because I learned very early on that a small-minded person feels very comfortable and very powerful behind a keyboard, but when it
Right.
comes to in anyone's face, they've got nothing to say.
True.
I'm not going to let those kind of people define who I am by any means, because I define who I am, and my music and my band defines who we are.
Right.
And those people that they'll always be there. They'll always try and knock someone else down because they're very unhappy with their own lives.
That's right.
So, I feel bad for them.
I totally understand because in the end, what matters is you guys don't give a flying fuck about them. All you do is to push yourself to improve and get better.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever do happen to come across anything, I kind of view it as, a little bit of a kick in the ass and a fire under my ass. And if people like that think that they're going to get us down by saying something like that, they're widely mistaken because if anything, it just makes us want to be better and better. So,
Absolutely.
It's a win-win situation on my part.
Definitely. Now, this album tends, I kind of feel it's more heavy and raw than the Goliath. So, and then it has that little bit of proper decent dose of melody, which you guys have put into that. So, was there an intention to make sure, even though it's heavy and raw, but a good dose of melody would make it even better?
Oh, we wanted to go into this and kind of bring it back to our roots. In fact, the very first song we ever wrote was "Blonde Girls All Look the Same," and we decided to put that on the album. It's the very last song on the album.
Right.
And you can kind of see how our sound has really, evolved, but we kind of brought it right back
Right.
to that thrash, those thrashy kind of root. We wanted to keep a little bit of the melodic because, we enjoy doing that. At first, when Butcher Babies first started, as I think you can hear in Blonde Girls All Look the Same, I was an angry kid. And
Right.
I was, I had a lot of angst and anger, but I feel like now I have a lot to sing about. It's still a lot to scream about, but a lot to sing about as well. And when I was a classically trained singer and Butcher Baby started, I didn't ever want to sing again. I just felt like that time of my life was done.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm glad that I was wrong in that. I enjoy singing still, and I enjoy the crowd singing with me, and the proper dose, as you said, of melodics in the album, I think
Right.
were 100% necessary.
Absolutely, because like you spoke about the blonde girls all look the same. The difference can clearly be heard. I mean, you guys have improved your vocals, and the instrumentation is even more solid. So I can clearly visualize the moment I heard the track that the growth of the band when I listen to the 2010 version of the song, and then I go back to 2015 version.
Yeah, it's hugely different, right?
Absolutely.
We were just a bunch of kids who just thought, hey, let's make some music.
Right.
And this is what we have to say. I wrote Blonde Girls All Look the Same in half an hour.
Wow.
That the lyrics to that song were so raw and so in your face. It was a very angry song that I just sat down and just spewed onto paper.
Awesome.
And it was very the emotions were so real. But looking back, I wouldn't, lyrics like that I would never put into a song nowadays.
Right.
I have so many so many other things to say than, she's such a slut.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, so the growth and the improvement was definitely there, and I'm proud of the growth.
Definitely.
A lot happens when you tour the world. A lot happens when you have the blessing to play in front of people every night. You're going to improve. You're going to become a better person and a better musician. So, I'm happy to show that improvement.
Absolutely. Like you spoke about the emotions. So, like kind of followed you from last few years, and we metalheads have that sense. I mean, many of us actually care about lyrics, not just about the music. And then when we listen to a song and see how an artist expresses, let's say, the personal journeys on tracks, it clearly, I kind of went back to my good old days, when I listened to tracks like Thrown Away, how, you guys have those clean vocals clearly telling us that emotion the band wanted to bring onto the album.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the emotional songs on it. We wanted to, well, with this one in particular, there's a lot that a musician and an artist goes through when you're on tour and you're living your life on the road. You lose everything, to be
True.
honest, and you have to sacrifice everything to gain that musicianship and to gain success. One of those things you lose are your friends and your family.
Right.
When we're on tour, we come back, everything's changed, and people have changed, and you don't relate with anyone anymore, and you find yourself very alone.
Right.
And when we come home, we all go our separate ways, and we're all alone. And even when you're walking through a city, you're like a ghost. You're in and you're out. You're there and then you're gone. And
Gone.
then it's almost that same way when you come home. You're here and then you're gone, and no one looks twice. And that song is just basically about feeling thrown away, feeling like people who used to care about you as a person rather than as an artist, as a person here at home. All of a sudden, it's just kind of thrown away. You're kind of disappeared
From the world.
yeah, absolutely. And that song's very, very personal to us. Another one that's very personal is Dead Man Walking. Dead Man Walking was written about my father, actually. That's where the whole term "take it like a man" came from.
Right.
When I was a kid, I dealt with a lot of child abuse, and the whole intro to the song, you can kind of hear the exact moment where I learned to take it like a man.
Right.
I really literally had to play dead, and that whole song is written about that exact moment, and the moment I had to learn how to take it like a man. And it also incorporates the moment that Carla learned how to take it like a man as well, where it says, "Where were you when I learned to take it like a man? Where were you when I learned to stand?" That song is probably one of the hardest songs for us to write and even record, and I'm terrified for my father to hear it. Absolutely terrified. But as an artist myself, I've really learned to open up and to allow the vulnerability and the honesty of my music to be out there. I need it. I need it personally, because I need that therapy,
Definitely.
if you will. I need to be able to talk about these things. That was one experience of my life that I told myself I was never going to ever think about again and never going to talk about again. But as time went on, it was the one thing I needed to talk about, and the one thing I needed to get out there. I needed to be able to turn that negative into a positive through music. And I'm very glad I did. And, if anything, maybe it'll bring my father and I closer. We're pretty close, but, maybe he'll understand how I viewed my childhood and how it affected me into my adulthood. So who knows? We'll see.
Absolutely. Now, see, this kind of takes me back to how, people perceive women being the front, let's say not the front man, let's say the front lady of the band. Now, like you guys express your opinions, you guys express your personal journeys, and it's, for most of the metalheads, unfortunately, they kind of start ignoring the music and focus on nothing, let's say, but the level of hotness and how, you women couldn't come up with, let's say, possibly keep up with men. But how incorrect is that? I mean, it's not necessarily that a woman on stage can't be metal. I mean, look at you guys. There are countless examples, Florian, Simone Simmons, endless. But everyone conveniently ignores the talent of you guys. It's not just the frontman, it's the drummer, the bass, and the guitarist. Everyone in the band deserves where they are right now. So it's heartbreaking when I come across such things on the internet where people just tend to attack the band just because the lady is fronting the band, and they just can't seem to understand that. Listen to the music, look at the lyrics. You'll easily get to know why they're there, why they're meant to be there.
Absolutely. You mean, I couldn't have said it any better than than you did. It is an unfortunate thing, but it's been an uphill battle. but it's also a double-edged sword. It's been, somewhat of a hard journey because of that.
Hmm.
But I feel very lucky because I think if it had just been widely accepted, I may not have worked as hard for it.
Right.
And I may not still be working as hard, and we may have just floated under the radar. But with the fact that we are something different, two girls in the metal band, what? The fact that we are something different, maybe it turned some heads. Maybe it turned, it definitely turned people off completely without hearing the music at all.
Right.
But it also turned heads that may not have turned before. So,
True.
as I said, it's a double-edged sword, and it is unfortunate that people immediately dismiss a band because there are girls in it. That's ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing ever. There's no reason why girls can't get up there and rock just as hard, if not harder, than the boys.
True.
And I'm so happy to say that I am seeing a movement. From when we started to now, people are understanding that and coming around, and it's become, every negative thing that someone has to say, or every negative person that we come across with it, there's 10 people that are all for it.
Right.
So, it's becoming more widely accepted and more viewed as exciting than a bummer.
Absolutely. That's really good. It's glad to see the opinions coming. I mean, I have had an opportunity of having a chat with Floor and the other females. I mean, it was really great to hear their perception, because I am a musician myself. I mean, when I go on stage and play with my band, I mean, irrespective of people like or not, but when there's a female on stage, immediately the focus tends not on the music but something else, which is annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a minute for them to get into it and realize that, oh, okay, it's just a band. They're up there having fun. Let's have fun too.
That's right. Awesome. Now, Guad and Battlecross tour coming up. I'm sure you guys must be excited. I mean, I never had a chance to see you guys live, so maybe it's time for you to, let's say, come over to India and play it for the fans.
Oh God, that would be amazing. That would be so much fun. We've been wanting to get over there, but waiting for the day. Hopefully this year's the year. We're really hoping for it.
I totally understand. So, any other tour coming up after Goa and Battlecross?
There is, but I can't say what it is yet. It should be announced here within the next couple of days.
Awesome.
But there's a really fun tour with a great European band that I'm really excited to tour with.
Nice.
And so that's going to be for the remainder of the year after that tour. So it'll be really cool.
Awesome. So busy 2015, second half ahead, huh?
Yes. I can't believe it's almost, I mean, to me, it's almost over because I've got it all planned out.
Right.
I guess middle, but yeah, it's crazy that I'm already looking to plan my life in 2016. Where did that time go?
Totally, I understand that. It is always an honor having a chat with you. So before I conclude, how about you define the new album? Take it like a man in just one sentence.
Ooh. That is a good question.
That's where majority of bands stop for 5 minutes.
Take It Like a Man encompasses the live, raw energy of Butcher Babies, yet the emotional roller coaster that is a woman.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. The last line made a lot of sense.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
Fantastic, Heidi. Had an honor of having a chat with you. I'll probably wait for you guys to come over here. If not, I'll definitely catch you by end of this year in Europe.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You have a great evening.